Game week 33, and boy, has it become a decisive game week in the Premier League, especially at the top end of the table. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. We're going to have to leave the best until last on this show, of course, because of the kickoff time at the Emirates yesterday. But I have a very delighted Josh with me. How are you, mate?
All right, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Well, you're better than me football-wise, that is for sure. We'll get on to all of that a little bit later on. Hello, everyone. I hope you're a member for 4 months. Thank you, Dad. Mr. Terry Newsham, I hope you are well. Don't say evening to me. Don't worry about that, Ter. Evening, season over. I'm afraid we'll get on to all of that a little bit later on. Never mind. We have David Moyes who will sort it out. Yeah, of course he will. Of course he will. Ryan, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well as well. Right, let's start at St. James's Park. And because Sean isn't here, absent tonight, we get to talk about Spurs and we get to a bit of a laugh, Josh. Newcastle 4, Spurs 0. We've discussed at length this season of the fun of Ange Ball, but that novelty is beginning to wear off. Wow, what a result this was.
Yeah, and Spurs have been battered again playing that way. I think it's about fourth time this season they took a drubbing, and I said it before, you will get it playing that way. But I was definitely just as happy to see this result as I was to see us beat Arsenal, because it does give us a big boost in the race for top 4. With Spurs still got to play the top 3, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. So it's definitely in our hands now, despite that, even though they have a game in hand, with 3 points clear, with better goal difference after that result. So yeah, I was just as happy to see this as I was for the Arsenal result. But no, Mickey van der Ven, best defender in the league, better than Van Dijk, put on his backside twice by Isak. Isak's goal to game ratio is ridiculous. He seems to be never fit, but every time he is fit, he seems to score. I'm not sure if they'll have to sell him in the summer for FFP. I'm not sure. I think if they do, he'll be the one that many teams are looking at. But he's had a superb season. Same with Andy Gordon. I think his goal contribution to game ratio is one of the best in the league. But yeah, Spurs, it's that high line in away games, you will get battered a few times. I've said it before, playing like that. And I just think under Ange, you're never going to get above third or fourth playing that way. And if that's what they want, just playing that way and coming third or fourth every year, then so be it. But I just don't think he's ever going to take him to the elite level, just because as soon as you come up against decent forwards like that, like they have done a few times this season, you'll get battered. I think Brighton away 4-0 as well, and these aren't even like brilliant teams. These are just teams who are just outside that top 6 bracket. So I think most games, like at home to bottom half team, it's great to watch. You'll usually blitz them, and it's very exciting football. And sometimes you will go toe to toe with big teams, take your chances, be clinical, and it'll work. But it just they've had a few away drubbings this season, and I think that will happen when you play that way. I mean, there's going for it, and then there's just what Ange does in it. It's a bit like sometimes it's just a bit too much. And yeah, fair play to Newcastle. I think if you look at their run of games now, they've got quite a nice run, so you're probably back then to finish in the top 6. And I would love nothing more than to see Man United in the Conference League, so let's hope that happens. But yeah, it's another poor result for Spurs, and the top 4's out the hands now. So and with all the English teams not doing the best in Europe, it doesn't look like that 5th spot will be getting the Champions League. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, the sort of novelty of the way Ange is playing is starting to wear off, and the reality starting to set in. And listen, this did mildly amuse me because of the Spurs aspect of this, but in all seriousness, for us, this was an awful result. Not only for the points, but the goal difference as well. Spurs didn't do us too many favours. The one time we wanted them to win, it didn't happen, which is unfortunate for us, but at least we can still laugh about it. Usual suspect, I hope you are, Will. We've got definitely not Super David Moyes. Thank you for that acknowledgement, Terry. Chips galore, yeah, yesterday. Chips at KFC. There was an adequate amount in fleet services on the way home from the London Stadium. It was superb, sensational, sublime. Sharky, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Spurs were Spursy, and I see their fan, but I know I saw a few people on Twitter calling for Ange's head, which did make me chuckle even more. There we go. Grandad's in the house. Big night for us. We're all Everton fans tonight. Beat Chelsea, please. Everton. That's how it goes, isn't it, John? Yeah. Definitely want Everton to win tonight, not only for the comical effect, but for the league position of Chelsea as well. So we're all backing you tonight, Everton. Do the business. Right, let's go on to the next game. I'll do this one. A really irrelevant game, actually, isn't it? Brentford 2, Sheffield United nil. Sheffield United down, Brentford safe. I just don't really want to talk about this, to be honest, because it's the forgettable game of the weekend. Sheffield United can put out a decent result here and there and then look crap in some games. I can't imagine this was a fantastic game of football to watch, if I'm totally honest. Until I was talking out these results about 10 minutes ago, I didn't even know this game happened, which pretty much sums it up. But look, Brentford, we asked questions of them, a couple of months ago, whether they were going to be in that sort of relegation drop zone, and look, they've got themselves 7 points clear of the drop now. There was a moment where we were thinking they're going to struggle without Tony next year, and probably a couple of other players will go. I think Brentford will be down there again next season. Sheffield United, we all know what's happening there. They are going down. That is for pretty much certain now. Find themselves 9 points adrift, 10 points adrift, of safety. So look, they are all but down. Never say never, of course, until it's mathematical, but it seems pretty much 99% that will be parting ways with Sheffield United in the Premier League, and Brentford are going to hold on for another season by the looks of things. And look, we'll see what they do next season, whether they get better. I'm not entirely sure, but let's take some of your comments so we can get on to some of the proper games, i.e. the one at the Emirates, a little bit later on. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Big Ange got some stick from the Spurs fans, things we'd love to see. Sharky's gifted a membership. Thank you very much indeed, Sharky. Right, they're taking a mick out of me not spending money again, Josh. This seems to be a running trait here. I've got to go back to where this all started now, because I'm not going to have it. I did pay the ULEZ charge yesterday. Thank you very much. I did pay. After yesterday, Jake is struggling with having to open his own doors. That's just absolutely rubbish, isn't it? We did go pick side yesterday at the London Stadium with Tracy and DT38. So I did walk out of the tunnel practically with Lucas Paqueta 20 minutes before kickoff, which was a fantastic experience. But I'm still very much level-headed, whatever that means. Let's go to the City Ground next. Nottingham Forest 2, Wolves 2, Desmond. Nottingham Forest still down there, points deductions looming even more, and Wolves have sort of stopped a little bit, faltered, Josh.
Yeah, it looked like a few weeks ago before an international break, Wolves, they had a good shot at Europe. They had a couple of games in hand, and they're a few points off, but I don't think they've won since after the international break. They're on a bit of a bad run of form. I know they've got quite a few injuries, to be fair. Cunha come back and scored a very good solo goal in this one, but they've still got Neto out for the season, who's the best player by far. Hwang as well, who's the top scorer. And I think they're both out for the season. And I think Dawson's out as well. So they have suffered with injuries, and that might be why they've been struggling. But yeah, as for Forest, it's I still think they'll just about be alright. I don't think there's any further point deductions. If I'm not wrong, I'm not sure. I know they definitely appealed, so they could get fewer off as well. So I think they'll just about have enough. But I think they've had a few favourable home games last few weeks. I think they drew to Palace to beat Fulham, and they drew this one. Probably had done with one extra win out of them three. But I think they'll still just about be all right. They've got Everton away next week, which that's a very big game for both. But I still think both of them teams will be all right. But yeah, I don't know much about this game, to be honest. It won at 3 o'clock, so I didn't watch it. But yeah, I think Wolves are going to end up finishing about 10th, 11th, which it's still a massive overachievement for what people were saying about them at the start of the season, losing about 400 players, just about complying with FFP. They've still massively overachieved, and Gary O'Neill is up there for manager of the season, definitely. And as for Forest, I think they'll just have enough. But I know there's rumours that they're still going to have to sell one of the stars as well, both of these sides, to comply with next year's FFP.
We'll take Morgan Gibbs-White off of their hands. I think Nottingham Forest, good player there. But no, look, I think with Forest, just to interject, I mean, people are saying, yeah, the bottom three will go down. Listen, I want Luton to stay up. There's just a point between Luton and Forest. Played the same amount of games. I mean, it's 2 points realistically because the goal difference for Forest is better and quite significantly better. So let's just say it's 2 points. That could swing in a week, and you could have Forest in the relegation zone and Luton 2 points, 2 points clear of it. I still think there's quite a few twists and turns left in the remaining 5 or 6 games of this season. I don't think it's all but done yet. I think Everton will be okay, but Forest, yeah, I do fear for them. Do you think? I mean, your money's safe. You've got the easy ride of going the bottom three will go down, but how are you seeing it, Josh? Can you see any other outcome but the bottom three go down?
I think Luton is definitely in the shout. I don't think they will have enough, but they've sort of dropped off, haven't they, last about 6 or 7 weeks. I think they got a last-minute winner the other week. I believe that's their only win since something like the Brighton 4-0 or something like that. I don't know. I'd rather see teams like Everton and Forest stay up because they're the big type of clubs. Although it would be nice to see a club like Luton stay up, spending like 5 million or whatever it was in the summer and staying up would be a good story. And to be fair, they've spent about £1 billion less than Everton and Forest as well. But in Everton and Forest, I think they're just too big for the Championship. They're massive clubs, and it shouldn't really be down there. But I'm not really too bothered if Luton stay up because it would be good to see a team on such a low budget. Nobody gives them a chance to stay up, but they're definitely in the shout. They've got to play Everton at home, which is a massive one. I'm not sure if they've got to play Forest. They played in the other week, didn't they? I think that was a draw. But it's in Everton Forest hands, but you can't rule Luton out. They've still overachieved, even if they do just about go down.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take some of your comments. See, Terry's been given a membership, look, because he's too tight to buy one himself. Look, call me tight on air all the time. But he's now got on Sharky. That is magnificent. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, I paid the ULEZ charge. Yeah, £12.50 left my bank account yesterday for the ULEZ charge. Unbelievable. Not sure, says Sharky. Everton and Forest still have work to do. I do agree. There we go. Josh is going with me to a Nottingham Forest game at Goodison. He will make the difference. Josh is the decisive factor in this scenario. I see what you mean. There we go. Get your Everton shirt on, Josh, and off you go to Goodison.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, I don't often see them lose either. I've been twice this season. I don't think they've lost once. 50% win ratio.
Well, there we go. Maybe Josh is the lucky charm. Ronnie, our resident Spurs fan, is in. You've missed the Spurs chat, Ronnie. Not a good weekend for the boys. Both teams in North London. Not good. Not good. P guys says, I always root for the promoted clubs. Listen, I'd love for Forest to go down and Luton to stay up. I think that would be a brilliant story. Before we carry on, Gary, who comes on the channel very regularly, it's his birthday today. So if you're watching, Gary, happy birthday. I hope you've had a fantastic day. Forgot Saturday after the Sunday game. Thanks, Josh. See, you've inflicted pain onto the Spurs fans this weekend, and it makes me smile as well. But guys, all is good. It's a beautiful day in Detroit. Yeah, we've had some sun and some showers. We've had some proper April showers today. It's been rather bizarre, but an April shower of glory for Manchester City this weekend. It couldn't have gone any better for them. A convincing 4-goal win at home to Luton, and then of course what happened yesterday. I don't think anybody could have predicted, but I'll do this game. Look, Luton were never going to go up there. No one really expected them, not even their own fans expect them to go up there and pick a point up. This is a game that most teams write off, and probably Luton did the same. It's a free hit and they got battered in the end. And look, it is what it is. Look, I think they conceded after 65 seconds, Luton, which is never a good start, especially of all places away from home at the Etihad. So they didn't get absolutely annihilated after conceding after 65 seconds. It could have got seriously nasty. But look, I think Luton will just forget about that, move on to the next game. Man City, it's another normal day at the office, isn't it? They're quite used to these results against these sides, and they'll just be pleased probably more about what happened yesterday than in this game, because I think they were expected to win this game. They didn't slip up like the other teams did. I still give Luton a glimmer of hope of staying up. This game isn't going to decide their season, decide the outcome of it. Games with teams around them is what's going to decide, and they've still got to play Everton. That's a big game. They've still got to play Brentford next week, which is a big game as well. So those are the games they should be targeting to win, and I don't think they'll be too disheartened not picking up anything away at the Etihad, because not many teams do, I think it's fair to say. But Villa took 3 points off took 6 points off Arsenal this season, done the double over them. Very good. Right. Let's take some comments before we move on to the next game. Andy, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Miss Hammerat as well. Hope you're well. Still reading from our loss. I'm worried massively about Thursday, but trying to keep positive. 55,000 miles on my 22 plate car. Most of them running his Lordship JC to various groups, grounds around the country. Point taken. Great vlog for yesterday. Thank you very much indeed. But to be fair, Terry, I put in the miles, don't I? As everyone states, I put in the miles. I do the hard yards. Barry, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. And a cheese and onion slice. Terry, I bought you an item from Gloucester Services last time. And if anyone knows Gloucester Services, that is a very expensive services. I bought him a millionaire shortbread. See? It don't get much better than that. Josh, you are now tasked with discussing Burnley 1, Brighton 1. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, the only thing I seen was the Burnley goalie made a dreadful mistake. It was a back pass from centre half, and it's gone under his foot and into the net, which gifted Brighton equaliser with about 10 minutes to go. Otherwise, Burnley they'd got a 1-0 win, and I think that had took them about 4 or 3 points from safety with 5 games to go. So that would have given a slight chance, but I think they're definitely gone now. They were gone all season. They sort of found a bit of hope last few weeks. They beat Brentford, got a point at West Ham, drew for Chelsea. But then, the last few weeks they sort of fell off again, and just think it's a young team playing a style that's just you can't really get away with when they're that low quality of players. And I think they'll probably win the championship again next year and come straight up. Maybe next time they'll stick like they did in the Dyche. I think they come up, went straight back down, and then stuck for about 6-7 years. That we're trying to do again maybe. As for Brighton, they've also had a bit of a mess since international break. They've had not a great season. It's still been a good season, but just nowhere near to the height of last season. I think Europe has definitely damaged them a bit. Obviously they're out of it now, but just still can't seem to get going. I think they're in about 9th or 10th. They still got a shot at Conference League, but I don't think they'll do it now. And obviously there's rumours that the manager could be leaving as well, but a bit like Ange, if it's sort of the same type of system, same type of football. And I just think if he did leave to in Liverpool or Man United, I just can't see that working. But I've heard he's not Liverpool's main target anyway. But that's a different matter. As for Brighton, I think this season it's sort of over now. They can get Conference League, but I think they're outsiders, aren't they? And Europe just damaged them a bit. And Burnley, I think they're down now, aren't they? So yeah, not much to say about this one.
Yeah, and look, Brighton have dropped down to 10th now, still with an outside chance of picking up a Conference League spot. But yeah, they've dropped off, as Sharky stated here. They have fallen off as of late. And listen, this is a game they should be targeting to win if they want to get there. And now I'm going to say the same thing about West Ham a little bit later on. But exactly. Oh yeah, JC, you are slaving away in the luxurious backseat as ideal with all the motorway mentalists. Well, see, the thing you don't mention is that I'm doing God's work, either uploading a road trip on the way up or magnificently editing a match day vlog on the way back and uploading it and having to deal with all the technical issues that come with it. Really, I'm the one that puts in the hard yards. Lord Terry, what about Lord Jake? Well, Lord Josh. Well, what's all this about Terry tonight? Come on. These are the stars around here, especially him. What's going on? What's this here? His Royal Highness Lord Newsham of Chipping Sodbury. Honestly, I can't be dealing with this. That is a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful. Right, what have we got next? Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 2. VAR controversy overshadows this once again. I watched the majority of this and I thought Bournemouth should have been out of sight, to be totally honest with you. I thought they really impressed me, Bournemouth. Manchester United, just bang average, and they can turn up against your Liverpools and all the rest of it in the big games, but go away to Bournemouth, they just looked bang average, Man United, if I'm being totally honest. And Bournemouth had so many chances to put the game to bed, and that handball is just never handball. Is it the referee couldn't have given it any quicker? It's just ridiculous how he's given that, and VAR haven't told him to go and look at it and overturn it, because it's just lunacy, to be totally honest. And then the incident at the end as well, you can raise question marks over that, whether that should have been a penalty or more action should have been taken there. I'm not entirely sure, but Bournemouth will feel a little bit hard done by, and I do sympathise with them slightly, because they probably did deserve to win the game, but at the end of the day, only have themselves to blame. They had the chances, but just didn't take them. I mean, they scored 2, but they could have scored 3 or 4 quite comfortably. Josh, did you watch this one?
I watched it. I watched most of it. I didn't see the Bournemouth penalty at the end, but I seen the first hour and they were getting absolutely tanked. I just knew they were going to get away with something. But it actually just astonishes me how bad they've been, United. It's like I watched them against Brentford a few weeks ago. Can't remember if it was on for that one, but they were abysmal in that one, and how they never lost that game, I really don't know. And I don't know how they played in that Chelsea one, but I was pleased to see that they conceded 2 in stoppage time to lose, to be honest, because it's about time. They had some bad luck like that with all the games that they've got away with. And it's just mad to think that we've took 6 points off Arsenal but lost twice to them this season. It's unbelievable. But no, that I seen the United penalty. It's just ridiculous. The ref couldn't wait to give it. He couldn't done it quick enough. I don't really know how you're meant to get out the way from that close. And as for the one at the end, I haven't seen it. Apparently, it was the right decision, but I guarantee whatever it would have been given at the other end for United. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, it sounded like they were lucky to get away with a point.
Yeah, oh, they were, in my opinion. Let's take some more of your comments. That the wonder of Wickwar, bump, 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 Terry. Never a pen 99% of the time, unless you're Man U. Exactly. Solanke, quality or one season wonder. I've always thought he's a good player. Is he got the caliber, and is he good enough to make the step up to, naturally a better club? I don't know. Is he on the level of Watkins? I don't think he is. But can he make a move, or is he just happy with what he's doing at Bournemouth? I don't know. It's an interesting debate. VAR done Bournemouth dirty, as they say in some parts. Absolutely. Nice to see Arsenal and Liverpool get a whooping this week. Mildly amusing, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not quite convinced on Solanke just yet. Anyway, yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Next up, let's go to Anfield then. Liverpool 0, Crystal Palace 1. I couldn't believe this, to be totally honest, when I saw the final score. It's a brilliant, well-worked goal from Palace. Just a funny side, a really funny side. Could be awful one week and be brilliant the next. Go and take 3 points off Liverpool at Anfield. Just bizarre, Josh.
Yeah, I was really impressed though with Palace, to be honest, especially in the first half. But some of the football they played, it was superb. The way they kept the ball, it was really good. Wharton in the midfield as well from Blackburn, I believe they got him from. It really impressed me. He looks a very good player for his age. Adapted to the Premier League very well since signing in January. And first goal, it was surprised people aren't really talking about it that much. It was one of the best team goals of the season. Yeah. It was really worked, and they did that the whole first half. They kept the ball really well, and they played through the press very well. Liverpool, they just couldn't really get the ball off them. And I think the reason why they haven't been doing too well this season is because Eze and Elise, I think that's the first time they've played together. They're never usually fit, but if they can keep them fit next season with this new manager, maybe they could finally at least get into the top half, because it looks promising for them. I know as I said, they have suffered with injuries this season. I think Guaid, the centre back, he's still out. I think he's out for the season. Eze and Lee said, I've just said, have already been fit. And that's basically the three best players. So if they keep the players fit and keep hold of them, then I think they've got a good chance of doing well next season. But as for Liverpool, it's they're just not clinical enough, are they? They had countless chances second half. As good as Palace were, they had so many chances. Liverpool, it's just they weren't clinical. And a few of my mates who are Liverpool fans were saying at the start of the season, even when they won, they and they were like battering teams, but they were missing loads of chances. They were saying it's going to come back to bite us at the end of the season. All these missed chances because they were coming from behind a lot, and eventually they said it's going to, always going to be able to come back. And yeah, it looks like that has happened. They've come from behind at Anfield so many times this season. Usually always go 1-0 down to a lower team in the first half, but managed to come back. But this time they didn't, and it was always going to come back to bite them with because they haven't really been as lethal. And I just think since Mane and Firmino left, they've had that problem. The forwards just aren't as clinical. Nunes, we know he's not a natural goal scorer. He plays off confidence. He's a handful. He's strong. He's quick, but he's not a natural finisher. He's never going to get more than about 10 a season in the league. Diaz he misses quite a few. And then Jota is claimed to be the best finisher. He's missed a load this time. And then Salary looks way off it since his injury as well. I don't think Liverpool out of the title race. City, they've still got to go to Spurs away, and they don't have a great record there. I don't think they've beat them at a new ground in the league. I don't even think they've scored there. So that'll be tough for them. And if Liverpool win every game, I still believe they do it, if I'm correct, or it depends on Arsenal actually. So yeah, they are outsiders, but if they win every game, it's still more than possible. But yeah, I think that was a big what's the word? Big deciding factor, definitely. But Arsenal losing, it's definitely giving hope still. But no, it's not good for them.
No, there's always seemed to be a sense of inevitability with Liverpool at Anfield, and in the last 5 days, that sort of evaporated with 2 defeats at home for Liverpool for the first time in 7 years, back to back at home. And look, that says it all you need to know, really. And if I'm totally honest, I quite enjoyed that. It swung the window of opportunity open for Arsenal, which of course we could discuss in a few minutes' time. But no, some really dramatic twists and turns. This title race is enduring as we enter the final stages. Let's take some of your comments and see what you guys are saying. Paris, my missus is an Arsenal fan, so couldn't help laugh when they got done. Love it. Absolutely love it. There we go. Michael, Palace had it easy at Liverpool. Eze, very good. Very good, Michael. You're here all week, I hope. Palace goal was a one-touch footballing masterclass. We've had some good goals this weekend. That one, the Cunha solo goal for Wolves. There's been some bangers this weekend. Does anyone in the chat want Liverpool to win the title? I'm against them winning it, to be honest. No, I want City to win it. I couldn't think of anything worse than the Klopp propaganda if they win the league. And obviously, you don't want Arsenal to win it for obvious reasons. But yeah. Man City all day, absolutely. Out of the 3 in the title, I would prefer Liverpool with City a close second. No, come on, Terry. Don't want Liverpool to win the league. It would be the first time they've won it since Jurgen Klopp announced he was leaving. But Evan Hughes played well for Crystal Palace. They're a side that when it all strings together, Palace, they can be really good. But yeah, Man City have got the toughest fixture on the last day of the season. The mighty West Ham are coming to town on the final day. So nothing, of course, is guaranteed there. But right, let's do our game next, shall we? Get it out of the way. West Ham 0, Fulham 2. Just deflating, to be totally honest. An opportunity to go 6th in the league gone, and we were just really poor. Barring the first 7 minutes, I thought we were so pedestrian, lacklustre, out of ideas, to be honest. Paqueta's had 2 awful games in the space of a week. He's just been infuriating, and just no real plan defensively yesterday. We fell apart. I mean, you take Zuma out of it and it does fall apart. Was it Mavropanos and Agurd in there? Both of them at fault for the goal, I think, for the first goal, and 2 blistering counter attacks. And Fulham scored 2 goals, one in the first half, one in the second half, and we didn't really pose any threat or any sort of chance to get back into the game. It's like we were resigned to defeat. It was a typical European hangover game for West Ham. Ham, and it just with the opportunity that was presented to us to go sixth in the league, to not take it was so frustrating. We've still got to play Liverpool and Man City before the end of the season. This is a game we should have been targeting to win, and we didn't, which is the unfortunate part of it. Yeah, Klopp is off. Nobody's mentioned that Klopp's leaving, but yeah, he is going. He's going. Paqueta at fault for both giving the ball away, especially that second goal. Gave it away so cheaply, and they went at the other end and scored straight away. P-Guy says, I'm having flashbacks from the last time West Ham in the Europa League falling apart. Yeah, we are. And once again, it comes back to letting those players go in January. Why on earth anybody cleared Benrahma and Fornals to leave the club without no adequate replacements coming in is absolutely beyond me. We are down to the bare bones. And look, we bought youngster George Urfion, who suffered a head injury, which we now know he's been discharged from hospital, and hopefully he's going to make a full and speedy recovery. So our best wishes are with him, of course. That's paramount. But in terms of the performance and the result, just absolutely shocking from our perspective. Fair play to Fulham. They took their chances. They've done the double over us this season. They've beat us 7-0 on aggregate, which is absolutely embarrassing. But yeah, we'll move on, shall we? Come on then, Josh. You're itching to talk about it. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 2. There was a few fist pumps from me on the way home when I heard 2 goals go in, and Ollie Watkins finished it off at the end. Talk us through it, Josh.
Yeah, it was a complete performance. Probably the best on the road this season, I'd say. First off, it wasn't brilliant, but we'd have absolutely took it, considering the team we put out, which I wasn't confident with at the start. Obviously, we had Douglas Luiz suspended, who's been by far our best player this season. He's out for 2 games. It was always going to be difficult. We only had 2 in the middle of the park. So it was never going to be easy, but we soaked up the pressure. We still had a few chances on the break first half. We looked after the ball well when we did get it. Watkins come very close, hitting the post, which was so unlucky. Martinez made a couple of big saves, but it was a good performance. We kept the ball well. A good first half performance, kept the ball well, soaked up the pressure, and they weren't really too much of a threat. Martinez had to make the one big save straight after Watkins hit the post. Apart from that, they didn't have too many chances. I don't know what Arteta's on about. He said first half performance was best performance of the season. I really don't know what he's on about. But anyway, into the second half, we were even better. We grew in confidence on the ball, started knocking it about, and Gary Neville was saying on commentary, you can just sense to get more confidence, and Arsenal to rattled because we started the second half very well for once. It didn't like us, but we were controlling it, and they couldn't really get it off us. They didn't trouble us at all second half, and you could see we were growing in confidence. We had about 8 corners before we scored. Tielemans hit the bar and then post, which adds up to 3 times we hit the woodwork before we scored. And they didn't really threaten us at all second half, but we just controlled it really. And Leon Bailey off the bench with a right-footed finish as well, which is very rare for him, but it was a great finish, tight angle. He's come on loads this season and been one of the best players. And Watkins finishing off after a long ball over the top, and Tielemans in his own half with a ridiculous chip over the keeper to seal it. But second half, they didn't threaten us at all, and we were just superb. We just kept the ball up. Diego Carlos as well. He had his best performance in a Villa shirt, saved us a few times with his pace to keep the eye line intact. He was superb. Man the match. He got man the match the last time we beat Arsenal as well. And can't really knock anyone yesterday. Everyone played the part, even the players who've had a tough season like Zaniolo, starting his 6th game or something for us. It was strange why he was starting, but he played really well, to be fair to him. Had his best game for us by far, and you just can't knock anyone. They all put a shift in yesterday. Morgan Rogers gone from Middlesbrough in January, he's adapted to the league so well. He looks like a really good talent. And yeah, it was just a complete performance. And Rice after the game saying we lost the game to 3 minutes of madness. we outplayed them. I don't know what he's on about, because they never had a kick second half. They just, I don't know. I wanted them to win the league, but I don't want any of these 3. I wouldn't mind if City win it now, to be honest, because Arsenal and Liverpool, I just can't stand. Top 4's in our hands now. we've got Bournemouth home next week, which is a must win. And then we've got Chelsea at home and Liverpool at home. They're our last 3 home games, as well as Brighton and Palace away. So it's not going to be easy, but we've definitely got the easy games than Spurs. So top 4 is in our hands now. Watkins as well, also on 19 Premier League goals, so he's on the cusp of a record for us, first player to reach 20 league goals. So that's a good personal record for him. But yeah, it was just a superb performance. And as for Arsenal, just like Liverpool, if they win every game, they've still got a chance. But I think they've still got to go to Tottenham as well. Tottenham are well up for that, so it's not going to be easy for them. And yeah, it was a big day in the title race.
Yeah, absolutely. Usual Suspects says it's a proper buzz. Watching your team win away, it's something you never get no used to. Absolutely. I watched the Vida on tour fella earlier on. Some of them limbs in that Vida away end were mental, and fair play. Absolutely brilliant. Terry's acknowledging the West Ham official member only emojis. There we go. If you want to become a channel member, hit that join button. Plenty of perks along the way, including, of course, those emojis to use in the chat. Bottle Job FC, Arsenal are done. Things we'd love to see. Damn it, I was shaking with adrenaline after Wolves. I wasn't even shaking with adrenaline. I was shaking with shock about we actually won that football match. Potato closest thing to chips. When are you going to leave me alone, honestly? Unless Leverkusen have been on the Pilsner since Sunday, we have 0 to 0 chance on Thursday. That's fair enough. Fair enough. There we go. We got some chip emojis. There we go. There we go. Right. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching this Premier League Roundup show. We've now got just over 20 minutes before kickoff at Stamford Bridge. So I'm going to go downstairs, crack open one of my Easter eggs, which I haven't eaten yet, and hopefully see Everton win. Josh, are you going to be rooting for the Toffees tonight?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't really like Chelsea, and I always want to see Everton do well. So yeah, definitely, I can't see it though. Well, to be fair, Chelsea, you just don't know which one's going to turn up, do you?
Yeah. Pot luck.
Yeah, last week I think they drew to Sheffield United, so you just don't know what's going to happen the week before they beat Man United. So yeah, you just really don't know what you're going to get with them. Everton, if they keep it compact and just that's all they can do, really keep it tight, try and get a goal on the break. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But just want to score prediction, I'll probably have to go for 2-0 to Chelsea.
Oh, but, come on.
Could be a Chelsea off day, you just don't know.
Yeah, it's pure pot luck with Chelsea, similar to Manchester United, really. What team are going to turn up? And listen, Brentford have gone there and beaten Chelsea at the Bridge this season, so have various other teams. And I think it's well within the realms of possibility that Everton do it tonight. But we will have to wait and see. Right, Sharky wants a kudos emoji. I don't know whether I can add any more emojis to it. I will have a little look after the show and maybe add a kudos emoji for you, Sharky, if that's what you want. Zinchenko and Jesus were getting volleys of abuse from AFTV. Just things you'd have to see, really, isn't it? Absolutely, yeah. Thanks to Sharky for the gifting of memberships and everybody for watching in the chat as well. My prediction for this game, 2-1 to Everton. I reckon Everton are going to score early, and then Chelsea are going to get one back just before half time. And then I'm sensing a late Everton goal to win it. I don't know why, but that's what I'm going to go for. 2-1 to Everton for me. Josh, thank you very much indeed. As always, only a few game weeks left now, but thank you very much for joining me.
No worries.
From me, come on, you Lions, up the Villa from Josh, and we'll see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.